All right, folks, let's get airborne, and we got to knock out our disclosure here. Access to webinars for educational informational purposes only. All security users and owners are tracked, monitored, virtual, or what we call paper trading accounts. Blah, blah, blah. Virtual account pricing and returns may differ from actual trading results. Commission costs are excluded. Neither TGO nor its affiliates nor any of the respective officers, personnel, reps, agents, or independent contractors are in such capacities licensed financial advisors, registered broker advisors, or registered broker dealers. Nothing contained in this webinar, website, or promotion material constitutes a promotion, recommendation, or solicitation of offer of any particular investment, security, or transaction. Trading options involves risk. Duh. And options may not be suitable to all investors. Make sure you go to the OCC website at optionsclearing.com to read characteristics and risks of standardized options. TGO provides training and newsletter services that are meant to teach you the risks and potential rewards of trading options. We're not a service that tells you what to trade. We're not implying or guaranteeing any profit. Readers should not trade with money they can't afford to lose and should make all trades while training in a TGO program in a paper trading account. Readers should consult a licensed broker or registered investment advisor before placing any trade with actual capital. Past performance does not equate with future results, and results discussed in this webinar are not typical. Individual results may vary. By accessing this webinar, you agree to hold the above harmless from any loss or losses they may incur as a result of information discussed or displayed in media or sources identified herein above, forthwith, and all sorts of stuff. Very boring, but that's what attorneys get paid to do, is to make sure things are boring. Okay, good morning. We're doing a joint, kind of a primary solo brief this morning because of, and I'm adding this in here as well, disclosures. This is another good compliance thing to do, what I am long personally, and whoever's briefing has to disclose this as well. So good compliance review, keep things tight here. That's why we've been around for 10 years and other people aren't, and other people break the law. But I'm long Apple, very long Apple, doing some covered calls. I want to get that dividend coming up, and then we need to SPX and well, actually, I'm not long EWZ anymore. Let me delete EWZ. I'm actually out of EWZ. I'm out of EWZ for $2,400 profit in 12 minutes. That was pretty cool. We can, we can talk about that, but what a great week last week with EWZ. We did a burner trade, or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's just buying puts last Thursday morning with the Afterburner folks. And you guys remember Friday. First of all, the Wiz flying on Friday indicator of a market implosion is, I think, 100% right now, and I'm flying this Friday. So last Friday, folks, I will talk about the Afterburner group because we're 4 for 4. Whoa, look at that, man. Look at those calls. What are they at right now? Any of you guys still in? What are those calls at? Tomorrow, or how's the damn options? What am I, stupid? Options. The 24.5 calls. Yeah, wow, look at that. You could definitely probably get out of those at about 64 cents. What do we look to get into? So 64 minus, what do we get in? 54, 55, 50, 10 cents, $3,000 right now. So I got out for $2,400 in 12, 14 minutes. Those things are still going up. Holy crap. Nicely done. Wow. But let me debrief last Thursday because I did a 0945 shot. So we take turns being trade spas. So here's, this is kind of what happened this morning. If you want to know what happens over on the Afterburner side. Closing the SPX bull put spread. We call it a 9 line. A 9 line is an aviation term. If you're flying around fat, dumb, and happy and over the radio, somebody yells, hey, stand by for a 9 line. That means there's troops in contact or we need close air support. Stand by for a 9 line means get ready to copy, right? And in today's, I used to have to use these things, a kneeboard card, right? If I was flying around, I'd grab my pen and my kneeboard card and write all this information down. Now, this information is like data linked to the aircraft. But here's a 9-line. It's our trade plan. So for Lee, who isn't here anymore, clearly not trading with a trade plan. So over in the Afterburner group, I send out a 9-line. Other people send out a 9-line. We're a self-directed investment quote squadron. So we're allowed to do this. So you can see step 1, cautiously bullish. Step 2, EWZ. Here are my commit criteria. 3, was that 3 sentences, 4 sentences? The tactic, the tactical employment, when I get out, blah, 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 boom. So here's all the members. Hey, I'm in with this amount, in, you know, boom, 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 when people are getting out, blah, blah, blah. So fantastic. Joe got out. Look at that. That's awesome. Look at that. Great work over in the Afterburner group. Why am I bringing this up? Because last Thursday morning, we did one of these, and you know what happened last Thursday morning. It was, and Friday, fan-freaking-tastic. The implosion, and that trade, what did we get it? What was, somebody remind me? I got in at, what was it, 40? My God, I'm having a senior moment. It was, I got out at 70, but who got the medal? One of you guys got the medal, like got out of those puts at $1.03 and got it into them at whatever it was, like 44 cents. I mean, if I had done that work, that would have been times 300 contracts. It was about 18 grand overnight. I didn't do that. I got out at 70, and that was 10.5. So I did 10.5 in a day. Other people in the Afterburner group, some people did more than that. But whoever the $1.09 guy was fantastic. I got out at whatever I got in, 40. Hold on. Men lie, numbers don't. Where's my EWZ stuff? I had all this. Well, all right. Whatever. What I'm getting at, folks, is so we're 4 for 4 over in the Afterburner group of pushing the market around. So that was this morning. That little strip I showed you was this morning. Check out what we did to the options market. There wasn't one contract in this name this morning. The 24 and a half, 3,000. Last week, the puts that we traded, we pushed from 0 up to over 9,200, was it? It was like 9,200. It went from 0, folks. And I've been doing some secret squirrel work, talking to folks like, hey, do you see this over here? And they're like, whoa, somebody must know something. Not really. So fantastic stuff. So shoot me an email if you're interested in that. We have a lot of folks in here that are how many people we got right now? 72 members over here, 72 members in the Afterburner group, and people are having an absolute 4 for 4. We are 4 profitable trades, momentum trades. So that's awesome. That's great, Gary. Awesome. Yeah, we'll do it again, probably Thursday morning. So shoot me an email if you're interested in getting in here. Exactly, John. It's the Dukes must know something. The Dukes are trying to corner the frozen orange juice market. Well, the Dukes were wrong, weren't they? I briefed this because this is a perfect example. You know what? Maybe I'll let's just do a separate full Afterburner brief. I don't want to take up too much time on this, but very happy whenever you can make couple grand in 7 minutes. That would have been it if I didn't have you guys. If I didn't have you guys, I'd be heading to the beach right now. I'd be done for the day. $2,400, and then done. All right, here we go. Hey, I appreciate the flexibility yesterday. Even with everybody quote reopening or people trying to reopen, there's horror, man. This wasn't the flattening of the curve that we were promised, right? Did you see Como yesterday? Big spike, and then this, guys. That's what's going on in New York. It ain't that. So I had to go down to Miami. One of my buddies, she kind of wasn't feeling good, type of thing, but not like epic. And then she just like collapsed, man. She's not. She didn't get vent. Short story long, I had to race down to Miami. Buddy in need. I drop everything. La Casa Nostra, dropped everything so I could watch the kids and hang out. So I appreciate your flexibility, but dude, I mean, so I'm in Palm Beach County. Was down in Miami-Dade yesterday. Miami-Dade, Palm Beach, and Broward are still closed here in Florida. So Florida, the biggest counties in Florida are still closed. So we Wei Ting, we have hit several unusual activity scanners, which is interesting. So again, thanks for your flexibility yesterday, but trading is the last thing on my mind when somebody puts up the bat signal. And I didn't know if I was going to be back in time. I got back at like I probably could have done solo, but not mentally with it. So I appreciate the flexibility. So here we go. We'll talk Amazon. We'll talk S&P 500 trade, which did I get filled? Tried to get 20 cents. Yep, out of it for a nice whatever it was. I already updated the page. Oops, let me refresh. Where is it? Nope, that's primary. So the update 5.5 exited SPX for 25 cents for 34.50, 82% profit in a day, guys. Fantastic trade. I got to be honest with you. If you're bearish right now, you're foolish. What? There's awful. I'll say it again. If you're bearish right now, you're foolish. You're trading. I just got off a long call where I got to speak, and I read people the riot act. You guys don't understand what's going on. Did you see that the Treasury is borrowing 6 times this month, more than ever in the history of this republic? Another 3 trillion in bonds, guys. If you are bearish right now, you are trading with your heart, not your head. The market we have, ladies and gentlemen, is flush with liquidity. I don't understand it. Jeffrey Gundlach's getting his ass handed to him. We are not. So we'll talk through that. But strategically, this is getting worse. The president, as we all know, really, really slow walked all this shit. He went from, I got to save the trade deal, the stock market, everything. This is all bullshit. It's just the flu, to kind of flipping to, whoever calls himself a wartime president is not, in fact, a wartime president. But anyway, so he went from, kind of slow walking this whole thing to save face with Xi because he wants a trade deal to, they release this shit. So, it's bad. China warns of possible armed conflict with the United States over coronavirus backlash. You gotta love the Chinese, folks. They sound like a naval aviator at tailhook. Deny, counter accuse. I wasn't there. I think you were there. China is fantastic with all of this stuff. They got an army of bots. The People's Liberation Tech cyber warfare shit is on max power. If we, like Mike Pompeo the other day, now we're starting to get a little bit more airspeed on the jet, but this is how wars start, guys. Pearl Harbor was attacked over oil. Did you see kind of quietly, we passed through 60,000? Would have been 2 million dead if it wasn't for me. Huge me. You should be thanking me that I'm your president. Throw roses at me. It's going to be 60. Look at the models. Now it's not even going to be 100 or 2,000. Quietly, they came out yesterday and said it's probably going to be well over 100,000. Which is the numbers I threw out, 1 to 250. This is getting bad. So China's starting to do the whole, hey man, you keep talking smack like that and it could result in war. Whoa. Folks, China is in that. We don't even know what we're doing for lunch in the United States. China's in this for 1,000 years. I mean, not the Katy Perry song from Twilight. I mean, no shit, 1,000 years. They're laughing at us. They got the world sick. As they were getting the world sick, they were hoarding medical supplies from around the world and still letting people leave Wuhan and fly to Seattle and San Diego. Brilliant. People look at me strange when I say 9/11, brilliantly executed. As a military man, you have to look at things like this and go, not too shabby. And then I want to stab you in the throat. Brilliant execution, China, and we were fools. This is the long game. And they wipe out a carrier battle group. They destroy our economy. They put us into a Great Depression, part 2. This one coming, folks, is going to make the other one look pleasant. Remember the other Great Depression? Really, I'm a student of history. I'm a political science major, reading a great book, Every Drop of Blood, about Lincoln's second inaugural. Great book. But people, we got a rough time coming, man. Okay, this is just sad. Uh, they're getting destroyed. I mean, Brazil's getting this, and the president's doing the standard. So what? What do you want me to do? Kiss my ass? Yeah, here it is. Asked by a reporter last week about Brazil having topped China's COVID-19 death toll, which clearly was a lie, Bolsonaro shrugged and said, "So what? I'm sorry. What do you expect me to do?" The governors, it really is this kind of mini Trump down there. He's like, "Screw you. I'm in complete and total power," and the governors are like, "No, you're not. We're shut down." I mean, here's an opening rally. Where's this? Sao Paulo? Sao Paulo. So this is a anti-closing rally. No mask. Well, there's one dude with a mask, but everybody's out there. Hey, open up and everything like that. So this is, and as I briefed you, the last medical minister who was fired, along with the justice minister, is just saying, this is we're getting destroyed. And they don't have shit for tests. So does that look like someplace that they're testing people for COVID? It's heartbreaking. I bring this up because the market only cares when it cares, right? Right now, the market does not care. So the great out, guys. Look at that. In right about here, out there, and that. Fantastic. This is Mike. We'll talk about the Fed and a depression and everything in a little bit. The answer is, well, let's move on. So Scott Gottlieb, smart dude, yesterday, the IHME just updated their model and showed a sharp increase in the number of projected deaths to 135,000. This is in addition to an earlier CDC model that was reported on by the New York Times that showed cases and deaths continuing to increase through May. We haven't hit peak yet. That ain't 60, folks. That's double 60. So all the idiots on Facebook who did the, haha, Wiz, you were wrong. They say it's only going to be 60. Through 60. Crickets. Really, really stupid people. Well, all the models have been wrong. What? To the up and to the downside. So why don't we bracket? That's what you do in the military, man. Wow, that shot went far. Wow, that was too close. It's called bracketing, right? Why don't we bracket? It ain't going to be 2 million, and it ain't going to be 60. The original White House, back in remember the somber Trump day that he actually looked presidential and was like honest, and then it never happened again. It was 200. And then the next day, the White House quietly did what? They went up to about 240. So models are only good as what, ladies and gentlemen? The data you put into them. If the data is bullshit, you get bullshit answers. The fact that we were still kind of using China's reported data earlier in our modeling was retarded. There's no other nicer word. How stupid can people be? Apparently a lot. Right? So stocks fall. This is yesterday because here we are today with kind of a nice little rally going on here. Stocks fall on renewed U.S.-China trade tensions and Buffett comments. What happened over the weekend? Warren Buffett gave a 4+1/5 lecture. How's an old dude sit there for 4 hours, drink a Diet Coke, and not need to go to the bathroom unless he's wearing Depends? Do they own Depends stock? I don't know. Somebody look that up. So you guys are. I don't need to beat a dead horse. He obviously threw the airlines over the side. He sold at the bottom. I love how Oracle of Omaha, dude, I make investing mistakes. I have losing trades. Guess what? So does Warren Buffett. What did he get into Delta at? 34? The fact that Warren Buffett came out and announced that he was essentially selling at the bottom, right? Selling at the bottom. Yeah, lost $40 billion in the first quarter. This is just, that's how bad Warren Buffett sees it being, right? Stocks fall on renewed U.S.-China tensions. And Buffett comments, what are the U.S.-China tensions, folks? I can't, maybe over here it'll be a better chart. Well, no, I mean, the pull down is so bad that it won't be reflected here. Let's go a year. Yeah, well, I mean, this used to look like this, right, guys? I mean, this pull down. So this market implosion has pulled this down, but remember, it used to look like that. What was this based on, folks? First of all, FOMO. Second of all, the Fed. Third of all, share buybacks. And fourth of all, huge, tremendous, beautiful phase one trade deal. That's gone. So the reason the market, one of the big reasons the market rallied was that obscene phase one signing ceremony he had. I'm embarrassed to say I was embarrassed for Chinese dudes. At the time I was. Now I hope they all choke to death. This is, there ain't no trade deal, folks. And do you think that this guy, if I was this guy, I'd be on the phone to Xi Jinping saying, dude, I'll give you free soybeans at the drop of a hat. Screw the United States, but please buy everything from us. Ain't no U.S. farmers going to be sending anything to China, folks, especially when you got them saying, you know what? You keep talking smack, we're going to war. You don't have trade deals and trade agreements with dudes you're talking about fighting in a war. Brazil will backdoor the United States, or front door, it's called capitalism, and stick it to us. You can take that to the bank. So here's today. So yesterday, hey, trade tensions, Buffett comments. Today, global stocks edge higher as U.S. states edge lockdowns. The reason I saved yesterday's headline to today is because I want to reiterate the whole notion of if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. I know what I'm doing. I learned my lesson the hard way 2012, 11, 13, spin the wheel of whatever the Fed year it was, where it took me a couple weeks of losses to go, me just looking in the mirror going, people are stupid. Don't they know that the Fed is injecting money because things are bad? Things are bad out there. Come on, Wiz. It's bad. Nobody cared, Wiz. You need to learn this. Jeffrey Gundlach is wrong, and I'm going to show you how wrong he is. Let me slide this over. The U.S. Treasury Department today admitted to a $3 trillion borrowing need in the next quarter. I'll take the over. Me too. I love this sentence. He's right with this. If endless borrowing is a viable solution, why do we have taxation in the first place? Read that sentence again. If endless borrowing is a viable solution, why do we have any taxation in the first place? Holy crap, does that make sense to you? Why am I giving the government any money when the government can just make money? Let that sink in. Now, that second half of that tweet is a spurned trader saying, well, nana boo boo, that this is just bad. Suck on it, Jeffrey. You're an idiot. Getting short here, trying to fight the Fed. I don't care if you have a $100 billion hedge fund. You're wrong, dude. All of these moral question, nobody cares, Mr. Gundlach. I'll call you Jeffrey since you're wrong. Yesterday, so look at what Mr. Gundlach said yesterday. I'm going to slide this over. This guy's been, he and I have been spirit animals. And as his tweet's loading, or maybe he deleted it, folks, do you remember Leon Cooperman a couple weeks ago? Good old Leon up in Boynton Beach. What did he say? He said capitalism's changed forever. I'll use more clear language so people understand. Capitalism's dead. There's no capitalism anymore, folks. Fuck. Fucking internet. What? Connection lost. Please check your network connection. No internet access. Buckley home, right? Okay. Nope. No internet. What? Hold on. Let me try and get on my phone. Is your internet working? Hey guys, can you hear me? We had some stray trons here. I got a message that said my internet connection was lost. All right. So what I'm getting at is this right here. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. All right. It loaded. It was the internet. All right, here we go. So look at what Jeffrey said yesterday or a couple days ago. I am told the Fed has not actually bought any corporate bonds via the shell company set up to circumvent the restrictions of the Federal Reserve Act. Must be the most effective jawboning success in Fed history if that's true. Wow. So he's essentially saying, so you're trying to break, or you are breaking the law, but you haven't done that yet because you're just full of shit. There's your translation, folks. What did the Fed do like an hour after that? New York Fed responds to Gundlach, reveals it will start buying ETFs in early May. Wow. Well, his tweet was actually on the page. What? Moments ago, the New York Fed announced on its website that it expects to begin purchasing eligible ETFs, most notably the LQD and Junk, JNK. What? Folks, are you not understanding what I'm saying to you? I'm you in 2012, whenever it was. Listen to me. The man's an idiot if he's trying to be bearish against the Fed. No amount of Jeffrey Gundlach tweets of, well, why do we even pay taxes? Is going, who cares what Jeffrey Gundlach has to say? Or for this matter, Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett actually had some pretty good comments about, he said Powell was better than Volcker. He used his, this is the only greatest Fed chief in the history of man, and said, no, kind of Powell's up there. Buffett said what? Powell jumped in. Remember back here, folks? I'll never forget that day. I want to go watch that replay against. I want to watch because I remember the Fed deploying its nuclear, deploy the death ray, and they kept deploying death rays. Could you imagine had they not? Every time I thought they were out of ammo, they went back to the ammo store, man. And they proved me wrong. That's why Jeffrey Gundlach's pissed. Don't get pissed, baby. Go with the flow, man. This guy has not learned. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, we have to be a little quiet about what we're doing. You ready for this? Because I'm talking to you. If you are listening to me, dollars versus deaths. U.S. equity investors have now made over $100 million for every COVID victim. Gee, there's the Fed balance sheet. Look at that, man. I mean, U.S. COVID deaths, stock market cap, jobless claims. So the macroeconomic data are bad. They're just bad, man. I get it. For the 9,000th time, and I'll always remind you of this, the stock market is not the economy. Right? Everybody agree with me that the stock market is not the economy. There's a good headline for you. Ordinary Americans are going to get super pissed. They already are, right? Of course, it isn't capitalism, so-called, that is failing, but the perversions of capitalism, starting with, folks, we've predicted this. You ready for this? There's going to be a lot of trouble. Ordinary Americans are going to get super pissed if money doesn't disappear from the stock markets too. They've seen this movie before. They will know for sure that they were played, that the class of people who hold most of the stocks are doing just fine while everybody else stares into that old abyss staring back at them. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near the Hamptons on that fateful day. My mom is in the Hamptons. She's recovering at my sister's place, who lives next to Bon Jovi. I'm warning you guys to be very, very careful with what you do. I'm not kidding you. If you've noticed, I've kind of toned down the sit reps with how good we're doing. But I got to be honest with you, man. It's not our fault. Don't hate the player, man. Hate the game. We're doing freaking fantastic here. Again, I got kicked in the teeth, man. I'll be the first one to admit it. How do you not see the Fed coming in after that jobs report and changing the way this country's financial system worked? What an idiot, Wiz. Come on now. We were going to W here, guys, except for Jerome. And we haven't looked back ever since, man. We've been printing money again. So we have to keep it. Stocks keep rallying despite lack of visibility on the economy. Well, Wall Street Journal, that word is not that word. This is a great article about, everything. You've essentially heard this article from me, so I'm not even going to brief you on it because you've been briefed on it, right? Stock market surge isn't as crazy as it seems. Duh. Those who think the market is missing something because it is up so much are misinterpreting what has driven it to those levels, folks. Everybody give me a vertical head nod. I mean, even some folks in the Afterburner team are like, I'm bearish here. I'm like, I'm not. Somebody's going to be right. I predicted this. How many times in the past 3 weeks have I told you what level have I briefed you on? What did I say was the Mason-Dixon line? And it has turned out to be just that. That baby right there. 2,800. Anybody see anything about 2,800? Yeah, you do. Right? So, Larry, exactly. When the ammo stores run out of bullets, you make your own. I haven't learned that skill yet. It's something I might need to look into. You got it, guys. 2,800. I've told you that. There. That's it right there. So what do we do? And people did this. They're like, we're rolling over, and there's another leg down, and Gunlock's bearish, Buffett, and nope. I was right. 2,800. Boing. The next stop is 3,000 on the S&P 500, except for this. Friday. First of all, I'm flying Friday. Hopefully you guys all got the chance to attend the Solo Amazon Brief Friday. So this Friday I'm flying again with Orestes Lorenzo, Major Orestes Lorenzo. He's like, dude, can we fly again Friday? I'm like, duh. So we're doing like an out and in to Lee County. I think we're doing another 4-ship. We're doing some flyby practice because I think we're flying by Punta Gorda and some West Coast Florida cities. But the WTF, exactly, everybody's freaking out now. Exactly. The WTF indicator is officially, I think, at 100%. The whiz to fly Friday, WTFF. Whenever I jump in an airplane on Fridays, usually the market implodes. I landed for my first flight Friday. As we're taxiing in, I pull my phone out of my survival vest, and I'm like, ha ha. My buddy in the front seat, Doc's like, dude, what are you laughing at? I'm like, ta-da. So, aside from me flying Friday, what do we got Friday? Average hourly earnings, NFP, baby, non-farm payroll, and the oh my God, man, the unemployment rate. So Friday, we're going to get April numbers. 21 million isn't even close to the number. Remember, I think they locked down that number. What's today, Tuesday? Somebody figure that out. I used to know all this stuff. I used to know that if the Friday is the first day of that month, the jobs report is to that next Friday, and I got that wrong. I think they locked down April's numbers, like do the math. I don't think it's like April 30th. I think they like crunch it and whatever. My point being is whatever the number is Friday, I don't think it's going to be right. Right? So, Martin, yeah, let me go back to that. It doesn't like being in between these lines. You're right. So what did it do? It halted almost halfway through and came back to a head nod towards the, what's that, 50? And then it doesn't like hanging out in here. You're right. That's why we're seeing these violent movements. So what's very interesting, Martin, is you're seeing what? This 50 day and the 2800. We're seeing kind of a battle line here. So it does not like to hang out in here. So we got a head fake. We went halfway, head fake down, and now we're in the middle here. So it's going to break. My bias is to the upside because I got to be honest with you. Even though it's a whiz to fly Friday and we might have a market pullback, I think the horrific numbers in there are baked into this market. Does that make sense? It is going to get out of no man's land soon. I could not agree more with that sentence. But back to this stuff. Airlines, man, you just can't. Who was it? United yesterday said, oh, by the way, we're going to keep everybody or whatever on the payroll till September 30th. And at midnight and 1 second into October, they're clipping everybody. They report yesterday they're getting rid of 30% of management, like middle management, which it sucks for those people. If they didn't know that this was coming, first of all, they're an idiot. And I'm not talking about just COVID. I'm talking about life in general. My brief time at the airlines, if like something happened, a lady spilled some hot coffee on her lap and she's complaining. 92 supervisors showed up, at least at American or even at FedEx. Middle management was comical. I had the supervisor to the supervisors, executive supervisor, assistant supervisor. It's comical how bloated airline management is. Ask any guy or gal in this room about it. We have to change a tire on the airplane. Get the assistant tire changing maintenance supervisor's supervisor. So they are going to clip everybody. One of the Delta guys, I think over in Afterburner, is like they want to clip 7,000 pilots. That's half of their seniority list. I got a email, or no, one of these guys, one of you guys sent me. Was it Goose? Goose isn't dead. He's a TGO member. I got hired at American in like August of 2000, and he's like a month or two ahead of me. He's talking about getting furloughed or going to be a very junior first officer. I mean, you've never. How do airlines work? How does Disney work? How do you wait in line for Pirates of the Caribbean 6 feet apart? The line goes to Tampa. Well, Disney Plus will really help them. Me watching The Mandalorian with my boys ain't replacing the $5,000 I had to pay for my family to go to Disney for like a weekend. It's over. How do you open airlines? How do you open theme parks again? I don't know. Well, I do know. The answer is F it. People die, man. You guys know I went from we got to lock it down and we didn't. Now it's too late to contain it. Now you have to open up. You can beat both of those things, folks. That's how the battle space emerged from we need to do this. Huge, nobody, I believe Xi, good friend, great backswing, came to Mar-a-Lago, to, oh my God, we might go to war with China. So the airlines, Disney, just absolutely insane. All right, we got to move. Amazon. You can't. I mean, I did not get filled on the bull put spread. Nice job with EWZ today, guys. Amazon. I'm gonna have to use these real charts. The paper trading charts are to shoot yourself for. What are we doing today? Up another 24 bucks. So this is a gift, right? This pullback. I mean, what was that? The 20. This is a gift. There was the essentially resistance there. Look at this. Let's do a little stupid poor man's technical analysis. Look at that rip your face off rally. So here was resistance back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd say 8 days is resistance at 2200. Let's just round up. Rip your face off rally. After earning, we haven't filled this gap, which is bullish. Remember kind of the whiz poor man's technical analysis. Rip your face off. If it comes back to half the gap and holds it, it's incredibly bullish. If it comes back to half the gap and doesn't hold it, sell the wife, kids, and home and get bearish. That's bullish. Jeff Bezos more or less saying, if you're a shareholder, strap in right now because we're going for a wild ride. They had to carve out $4 billion, wherever it is, $4 billion on COVID-related expensive. That's why the stock took a hit. You needed to get into that stock as it dipped. Why? $4 billion related to COVID expenses Jeff Bezos could find in his couch. $4 billion is like the price of his yacht that he's building, like 900 feet. $4 billion is nothing. It's like a day of revenue for Amazon Web Services, folks. So to us, Amazon is the ultimate stay-at-home stock. They are putting mom and pop out of business. Amazon will be the only thing that makes it through here. J. Crew filing for everybody's filing for bankruptcy. Amazon's adding people. It's Amazon, folks. I haven't ordered anything I've ordered online. I even found skull caps for flying, like skull caps that go underneath my helmet, so my liner doesn't get all sweaty. I bought them on Amazon. Everything I've bought lately, Amazon. During the crisis, Amazon has proved irreplaceable in delivering the daily necessities to people. Blah 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 blah. It's a $3,000 stock by the end of the year. You cannot keep Amazon down. But whiz, Amazon engineer quits after he snapped when the company fired workers who called for coronavirus protections. Good, because he was probably going to get fired. I love Jeff Bezos clipping all these workers who are bitching about working conditions. You don't like it, go somewhere else. That's me. You know what? I was going to say that's me as Gordon Gekko talking, but that's also me as Jeff Bezos talking, apparently. You've seen him once in a warehouse with his PPE on, like waving at workers. He's never gone back. It doesn't make sense to, right? Rick, when are the airlines likely to furlough 7,000 people? That's Delta, and I'd say midnight on September 30th. So Amazon is insane. I love Amazon. This was a funny headline. Poor decisions galore as newbie and millennial Gen Xers pour into the expensive stock market. So I thought that was a funny headline. Remember, folks, this worries me a little bit. You know, the here comes the retail trader headline, followed by a market implosion as they all get bullish. But the reason that isn't an indicator anymore to me is this. It's the Fed, folks. $3 trillion this quarter. I'm going to say this. That is 6 times more than ever in the history of the Republic. That's just for this quarter, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not kidding when I tell you my really smart economist buddy, he's like, dude, I can't, and he's smart. He's like, Wiz, we can't calculate the amount that the Fed is doing. It's the math is broken. There's so much liquidity going into this market. So this is a huge political risk right now, ladies and gentlemen, for the Treasury, for the Fed, and for the president. If we get into the fall, September, October, if we get into election time and the stock market's at record highs and 40 million people are out of work, I think Top Gun Options is going to be going top secret, where I ain't doing anymore. We need to shut up. I mean, I got enough guns and everything like that. I really don't care. But at the end of the day, this is very, very, very bad. I can't. Yeah, exactly. Those pilots can get a job at Amazon. All right, Solo. Let's debrief what's going on at Solo. The week before, man, we're still crushing it. And knock on wood, we haven't seen crap. We were seeing 23 grand up until last Monday. Then on Friday, another 3, so that's 26. And then I didn't get filled on this, obviously. I disclosed that. But who's in? How's the Amazon trade looking today? Let me look at the 2275.70. Take a look at it. Amazon 2275 out to Friday, right? 2270. Wow, it's not even on the screen. 2275. Whoops. 75.70. It just ran away from me yesterday. All right, 65 cents. What were we looking at? Wow, it's up $1. So, whoa, I'd close that. That's fantastic, man. Dollar mid-market, $1.72. Like I said, I did not get filled. Whew, I'd close that. I mean, what was it, Tamara? The text was $1.77. Thank you, $1.77, and we're at 65. $1.77. Times 30 contracts. Wow, 33.60. Take that in a day, man. Woo! Let's close that. You're welcome. Let me edit that. Yeah, to SPX and Amazon. I'll take both of them. Well, I won't take both of them. I only took one of them. Happy Cinco de Mayo, man. What a crappy Cinco de Mayo. Close. Amazon. We'll put spread. Or what, 65 cents? What is that? That's 3,000. What was the max potential profit in that one? 5,300. Wow. Yeah. 3,000 percent of 5,300. I used to be able to do that stuff mentally. 57%. It's close. That's a one. Remember, folks, I lower my 7, 8, 9 to 4, 5, 6 if it's a day. If I can make 57% on a trade in a day, and listen to me. I would not. I already said this. I'll say it again. I think the jobs number, horrific jobs number on Friday is baked in. I don't know. Do not hold anything bullish through Friday. Nobody's gone broke taking a profit. So 57%. That's me. You can do whatever you want. That's 57%. Oops. Sweet. All right, banking these wins. Update. Okay, nice. Another 3, folks. That's close to 30 grand in the Solo Amazon and weekly. Well, whatever it is, who cares? That's just good work. Got to smoke the hopium. All right, so this was the SPX bull put spread. Already talked about closing this. What did I get out of it? Their paper trading platform are really. I got out at 20, 15 at 20. Okay, so we covered that. All right, now let's debrief last week's session. So EWZ, what a great trade, man. That bear call spread out to Friday. It was essentially a burner trade for the full afterburner folks. We had a bear call spread on, and we also had we bought those puts. So what a great trade. So that one expired for a max profit of $3,900. on Friday. And the JP Morgan is looking fantastic. It's currently holding JPM spread currently up about $1,800, 47%. So I'd hang in this. We covered this 100, 105 bear call spread. Let's take a look at JP Morgan. JPM. I gotta be honest with you, man. I like the banks here, man. I mean, there's your implosion near death experience, and then that's just kind of that's a semi decent climb schedule, man. Mortgages and this and that, the other shoe to drop. What other shoe, man? The Fed's coming in and saying you dropped your shoe. Here's a golden slipper. I don't now. I reserve the right to be completely wrong here, folks, but so Jeffrey Gunlock says, not only do we retest the March, he said, what did he say? We're not going to retest the March lows. We're going to blow through them. Folks, if this happens, it will be civil war. I mean, not only are 40 million people out of work, but the stock market imploding. At least this, ladies and gentlemen, is helping the tens, hundreds maybe of millions of Americans whose 401ks became 01ks and now are 301ks. Remember the wealth effect. Even though it's the quote evil 1%, I'm joking when I say that. I do talk to mom and pop folks who are like, well, at least my 401k is coming back a little bit, and I feel a little bit better about that. Aha, okay. But here's what I'm warning against. If we do blow through these March lows, you're not going to care about your portfolio because there's shooting going on. Somebody explain to me, please. Somebody red team me. How does the market, or why does the market retest the March lows? Save your breath and everything else if you're going to write second wave, bad news. You're not listening to me. You're me 7 years ago. Whoops. You're not listening to them. Jeffrey Gunlock sounds like a spurned lover. Well, if we could just keep printing money, what's the point of anyway? Or, must be the most effective bullshitting tactic in history. Fed comes out and says, oh, you think we're full of shit? We actually are going to buy all these ETFs. What? Karen, Jeff. So Jeff said Fed withdraws programs. Karen said a Fed misstep, whatever that would be. Lincoln, Fed goes out of business. Yeah, Rick, that might be a good one. I didn't think about that. We talked about that a while ago, but so Fred said president catches COVID could cause the test of his lows. I mean, Rick, knock on wood. I mean, the one of the stupidest things his team has done was remember the famous party. I know people that were there. You guys know two of my friends. One of them caught it. The Brazil party, man, the last weekend. Those were the good old times, right? The Brazilian presidential delegation at Mar-a-Lago, right up the street. It's funny. I take my new car, put the top down, and drive by Mar-a-Lago. The Brazilian presidential delegation that had 15 sick people. So the Secret Service. I mean, the fact that the president went to where'd he go? Camp David, and walked out of the White House. We haven't seen him walk to Marine One in a while. So it's a good potential threat. I appreciate you briefing that. But I got to be honest with you. If he catches it, do you think we even know about it? Social unrest, people get hungry, war with China. Biden wins. Oh my God, Mike, if Biden wins, the market, Christina, today, thank you for asking that because I'm getting ready to call USAA. They said it's comical. Only me. My car was stolen on 4/20, the weed day. So that's 7 days. That's 14 days. Today's day 15. When I talked to USAA, they said, I'm like, when do you declare it dead? When do I get a death certificate? They said 15 to 20 days. I'm like, that's oddly unspecific. Is it 15 or is it 20 or is it 17? So it's funny you said that because on my kneeboard card, I have call USAA. So even at this point, if I get the car back, I will leave it with the keys in it somewhere because I'm not taking the car back. Doesn't matter. Well, you have trust me, I'm not. I'll see you in court. Biden forced to withdraw under sexual charges. Hillary for president. Obama VP. I did get a new car. I got a 911. Did the Rick? I don't know if all 15 of the Brazilians recovered. That's a good question. I want to look into that. So, guys, I appreciate all the threats. Oh, Hillary is absolutely lurking. Do you not think that the Hillary, I mean, the disgusting, dirty Clinton apparatus is not behind this a little bit? I mean, he has said that I must appoint a woman. How about you appoint the most qualified? I'm appointing a woman. Okay. Um, was that you with EWZ this morning? That's a funny text. I don't know if it was me. Hillary being appointed vice president and them winning in the polls, I don't think is going to cause the market. If they win, oh God, I can't even believe we're talking about. We have to though. We have to talk about potential threats. If they win, Jeffrey Gundlach will be right 6 months late. We will be down here. The market will go down 20, 30%. I mean, Trump said that the other day. He's like, oh my God, if one of those guys or gals wins, you can kiss the stock market goodbye and taxes will go through the roof. A Clinton Obama ticket would be, I can't stop. Enough. We're done. No more talking about that. I can't even, but in eating my own dog food, the threat that keeps you up the most at night is the threat you need to focus on the most. If Biden steps back and they have some sort of brokered convention where it's Clinton and Obama or Clinton and Kamala Harris, or it might be an all-female ticket. A buddy sent me an email. I didn't read the whole thing, but that's essentially what the double women ticket type of thing against two old white dudes, Mike Pence and Donald Trump. You are making me physically ill. I know. Nestor, taxes aren't going to go through the roof, man. Look at this picture. How can taxes go through the roof when we can just do that? So if the Federal Reserve, ladies and gentlemen, can do this, why can't I? Why can't I run to Costco today, socially distanced, and get some ink and paper and pay the government with money that I make up? This is bad, guys. I told you, man. When I was running the Options News Network in 2008, I said, don't do this. Please don't do this. Fed, please don't step in. Okay. All right. So, covered that. Okay. Well, I mean, let's take a look at, this is a joint brief. We already closed. I'd close Amazon if I was filled on it. It ran away from me. I already closed my SPX. JP Morgan we covered. And let me go back primary. Oh, hey, make sure you get in the ready room, man. There is some great stuff in the ready room. Who asked me to cover something today? Apple covered calls, Warren Buffett. This guy's. Wiz, when are you going to talk about this? Pentagon officially releases UFO videos. So I know the dude, his call sign sex. They don't say that on CNN, of course. His call sign sexual, actually. We call him sex. His name's Dave Fravor, Commander Dave Sexual, Sex Fravor. What am I going to say about that? That's all I have to say about that. If you can, and people ask about, top secret stuff. Folks, if you can dream it or think that something's doable, there's booger eaters in a windowless room, very air conditioned, with Mountain Dew and pizza making it or doing it. How about I leave it at that? But anyway, so Amazon, Safe Tactics, selling upfront calls. USO, Goose did a good job, shared his kind of trade sheet that he's made for a trade plan. Get in here, guys. Please get into the ready room. There is fantastic stuff in this ready room. But let me, Rob, that Microsoft, sorry about that. That Microsoft synthetic stock trade is working out really well. Thanks for the education. You bet, man. That's why we're here. But no, here's the ready room, and people asking to talk about the UFO here. Well, no, tomorrow we'll talk about all that stuff. Tomorrow is the covered call. That's accelerated retirement. This is the thread that Goose posted in. I think Dave's in here. Where is he? And this is the place. If and again, like I said, we've stopped kind of letting people in except for solo because it gets too packed. But this is fantastic. Let me send that to everybody. Rick, no, that isn't based on a recent sighting. That's based on the Navy finally coming out. And it's funny, in the middle of all this COVID shit is when the Navy comes out and finally admits, or the government admits, that UFOs do exist. Right? I thought that was pretty funny. Okay. All right. Let me go back to primary to see if there's any other trades we need to cover, because we've been kind of tactical. We did the burner trade, EWZ, No, we haven't done that in a while. Let me go back into, I've kind of ignored, or not ignored, I mean, it's on my watch list and I look at it every once in a while, is Vail Mountain Resorts. I mean, this kind of looks like a bank, doesn't it? Like the JP Morgan chart. One of the reasons I've ignored it is because I've been dying for years to get a place out there, Aspen, not Vail, and you can't. I mean, you can, but I can't. I can't refinance my house. I waited too long. I got greedy. I called them up a couple weeks ago. I'm like, now I'm ready to finance, and you're going to pay me for the honor of holding my mortgage. They're like, yeah, jumbo loan, you can kiss our ass. Nobody across the United States of America is doing a jumbo loan. Maybe you can find a private investor. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting killed on my interest rate, and you're not going to refinance me? Nope. But Mountain's got a good, solid. They deferred all their revenue to next. They're doing some accounting games on this, and I just don't, Christina, for a newbie, can you at one point show how you close a trade? Well, I already closed my SPX. I don't, Christina, I'm not sure what platform you use. At least on E-Trade, it's pretty easy. You just kind of click the close button. But Christina, do me a favor, and you can go through the full throttle training on spreads, and I think I cover that, but maybe I can cover that tomorrow. But if anything, getting back to Mountain here, I'd be bullish. I mean, the realtors I have been talking to, realtors I've been talking to, are like, a lot of folks have taken their places off the market. They don't want to be fire sale. They're just going to hunker down and hold on to it. I'm like, well, that sucks. And by next year, people are pissed that golf courses are open down in South Florida, or where. I'm like, it doesn't get any more socially distant than you on the tee box and the guy putting. What? Same thing with skiing. Now, I get chairlifts, but if you're just with your family, why can't you? My point being is this: I'd be bullish on Mountain. Mountain would be one of those. Maybe buy some calls out to ski season, December, January, because I think they're going to come back strong. We got to reopen, folks. Even if we have this second wave, you got to go Gordon Gekko on this thing. People freaking die. Nobody, my dad, who ended up being right, nobody makes it out alive, man. Period. Sucks. It's horrific. You guys know what I went through, man. My mom's cancer surgery in a COVID hospital. Thanks, God. And thank you, God, that she's in the Hamptons, recovering. So I like this. I like this. So Gabriel, first time doing bull put spread on live account on SPX and Amazon yesterday. Thank you for the guidance. You bet, man. Yeah, people are idiots. My husband golfed in Tennessee Sunday. Everyone drives their own cart, no rakes and sand traps. There you go. Yeah, Christina, the easiest thing to do is to call E-Trade and please make sure you're paper trading. Do not be placing real capital at risk if you don't know what you're doing. That's step one. Yeah, Brian, that's what I'm thinking about right now. Mountain's been on one of these kneeboard cards to get back into as a seasonal trade. Not, you guys know my seasonal trades, or should if you're new. Write these down: XRT, XLY, Visa and Amazon on October 1st of every year or whatever. Put that in your calendar. I'm not kidding. In your iPhone, on your calendar reminders, you should be getting into these names as a Santa Claus trade, right? I'm going to put down here in parentheses, maybe a little Mountain. I think they're going to come back strong. Okay, they furloughed all their workers. They're deferring lease payments. They deferred revenue. They did pretty damn good. Yeah, that's why I'd say January, January, February, March. Do you do Aprils of next? Well, you're not doing anything, as a matter of fact. Never mind. Does anybody see any leaps on Mountain? So I guess that ends that discussion. I should have looked there first. We're going to have to wait as the new series comes out, right? So, you know, well, Peter, that freaks me the hell out. The second wave is reported to come from Africa and be heat resistant. I think America may have a shot with the shutdown. China is at war. Fauci and Gates are accomplices. Yeah. So, Daryl, the Amazon trade yesterday was swapped for an XLY trade? Question mark. I don't know what that means. No, there wasn't any XLY trade yesterday. It was just Amazon. So, all right, that's what I had to cover, man. I think we're good. We don't need any more trades. We did 2 essentially day trades that were very, very profitable, and the Afterburner folks made some very nice money this morning pushing EWZ around. Jeff, if it said XLY in the subject line, that's my fault, but the text said Amazon, the pictures said Amazon, the text at the top of the email said Amazon, everything said Amazon, so I apologize for that. Yeah, actually, Janice, we could do that. I was going to, David, my mortgage banker is watching jumbos for, oh, good. Yeah, let me know. I mean, I don't see them, well, I get it could be confusing, but if you look at the actual trade ticket, it's a screenshot of Amazon. So folks, if you ever see that, because it is a like 17-step checklist to send out a trade alert, which is a pain in the ass. So my apologies, but again, it can't be that confusing when you have a screenshot of the trade. I do actually like that. Maybe that's what we can do. I bear call spread on EWZ out to Friday easily. 24.5, 25. Let's see if there's any premium in the 25s first. So I apologize if that's what the subjects said. Thanks, Jeff. You have the strikes in there as well. How do you get confused? I know. Sell the 22.75 XLYs at $100. Again, I apologize, but let's keep it real here, man. 20. Yeah, I actually like this. I like the 25 and a half. Do I have coin in here? I think I can do this. Yeah. I'm going to do this one. Let's see if I have enough margin for this. I think it's going to be close. I'm either going to do 150 of these or 300. I'm going to look to sell 300 of Friday's 25 calls. That's me saying, hey, by Friday, I do not believe that I don't believe EWZ is going to be above. I think Friday we have a nice little. We're going to stay choppy here, folks. And if Wiz, you're wrong. They've cured COVID in Brazil and it ripped your face off. Well, that's why we're buying upside calls here, 25 and a half. That's in case it runs away, we're long above 25 and a half, and it can go to 1 million. We don't care. Our losses would be capped out up at those 25 and a half, right? Okay. As soon as I click on analyze here, the only place that your eyes go is right here. Doing 300 contracts yields a risk of 1111. Holy crap, I don't want to risk that. Well, holy crap, don't. That's 300 contracts. Okay. once, but I want to risk half that, then do half the calls. I want to risk double that, then do double the calls. I want to risk $1 million, then do $1 million. I can't tell you what to do, and I won't. But once you, as the pilot in command, go check, you put a nice check mark next to that and go, I acknowledge that risk. Not going to be happy about it if that happens, but I acknowledge it. So that's the max potential loss. Now you can bring your eyes up to Mr. Mrs. Gender Neutral Happy Face and say $3,900 by Friday potentially with a 72% probability using at the money volatility in these options. We make money 3 ways in this trade. 3 out of 4 times this trade will make money. Well, how? Well, you see that dotted line? That dotted line is EWZ as I'm talking to you. EWZ goes down, cha-ching. EWZ hangs out, which it's kind of been doing, cha-ching. EWZ can even go up a little bit as long as it stays below that point right there, which just happens to be called the break even. 25. This would have to go up $1 by Friday to be in trouble. How do you lose money in this trade? Rip your face off rally in EWZ. Okay, let's talk about potentially, and since everybody's getting into it and beating me into it, now it's down here 12 cents, so you're welcome. Where would I potentially eject or get out of this trade? I use layman's math, simple jack. Look at that, double the credit that I take in. If I take in 12 cents, I would look to maybe eject at around 24 cents. I don't want to take that max loss. I maybe eject at double the credit that I take in. Now, if Lee was here, I'd be talking to Lee. This is a brief. Where would I eject? I just briefed it. Where would I take profit? 789. If I am looking at a 70, 80, 90% profit on the credit that I take in, which is $3,900, I would look to take profit and exit. I just briefed you when I'd get out for max profit or my profit, or eject for min loss. What else needs to be briefed? You don't tell us when to get out. No, I already did. And I can't tell you when to get out because you're you. I don't run across my wingtip, fly like Superman over to your jet, jump into your cockpit and say, eject, or yay, let's go drink. That's on you, man. What is so hard to understand? This is why it's called a live trade brief. Those type of people that never listen. Yeah, the volume is spiking. That's us, guys. Look at that. This is why you want to be in the Afterburner trading group. Let me grab a screenshot of this. We literally move markets in the Afterburner group. We are 4 for 4 for profitable momentum trades, and I am very proud of that. EWZ, bear call spread, 5-5. Just shoot me an email. Wiz at Top Gun Options, and I'll give you the details about the Afterburner group. It's just a great group of people too, man. We got the star of CBS SEAL team in there, AJ Buckley. I talked to AJ the other day. He's been way busy, but he's lurking in the background. So we have AJ Buckley, great last name, no relation. He's the star of CBS SEAL team. We got airline guys, we got retirees, we got business owners, we got we got doctors. We have a wide swath of America in this service. All right, preview. Oh man. Oh, I need to be doing this. All right. Well, I will be doing this in my significant other's paper trading account. I think I have to do half those contracts. So doing half the contracts risks 57 to make $1,800. That's pretty good annualized, folks. $1,800 times 52 trading weeks would be 94 grand. Anybody like that? All right. So I got to do half the Susie has to do half the contracts. Okay. And this is why it's somewhat painful to, so I will send this out right now. So that's what I wanted to cover. You don't need to sit here. If you want to sit here and watch me go through firing a trade and see what a pain in the ass it is, you can, but I think I'm good. Tomorrow at what, 2? Yeah, whatever. We have accelerated retirement tomorrow. We'll talk through the Apple covered call tactic. It goes ex-div, and the dividend was 8, 12, whenever the div date is. They increased their dividend and their share buybacks. What's Apple doing today? So we'll cover the Apple covered call tactic tomorrow. Apple is nice. 297, sweet. Fan freaking tastic. So I sold the 292 and a half. I'm gonna buy these back most likely if it's above 292 before Friday because I want to get the dividend, right? Well, we'll talk about this tomorrow. Sorry. Exactly. Get the subject line right. And the replay will be posted. It takes, I don't know, 30 minutes, man, for this stuff for it to render. After I click stop recording, it sits here. It takes like 30 to 45 minutes. What are we in? We're doing a joint, so let's go to both weekly options and PLTB. So, but all right, guys, yeah, you can split. I'm just going to do this. I'll send out this text alert. What are we in? PLTB. New EWZ bear call spread. Or if you have a question, you want to hang out and ask it. I need to go heads. Crap. Need to go heads down on this. Orders. Sell 150. What was that? 12 cents. So 100. May 8 expiry. I'm doing 150. Well, the screenshot will say 300. I in the paper train count, I'm going to do 300. Every expiry 300 contracts. Sell the 25 calls, buy the 25.5 calls at it's a 12 cent credit. I wouldn't go under 10 cent. Plus or minus about 2 cents. I'd maybe eject it, double that, 24 cents. David, this is solo Amazon. This is solo, or did Susie send out? No, I think oh crap, I think I got it. I thought this was going to be a join everything. So I wasted time. Yeah, I guess we do have solo Amazon, folks. That's going to be very quick. We covered it in this. So you can come to solo Amazon. It will be literally a half an hour. I forgot. See, there's the subject line. You got to go all the way up here. That's why I screwed that up. So maybe I'll cover synthetic today or something like that. PLTB, new UWZ. Yeah, I might leg an iron counter. I don't know. Get rid of all this stuff. Paste in the text alert. Why do I do that? I don't know. To be redundant, I need to add an image of the trade in here. Browse, desktop. Add another image. Yeah, I guess we'll I don't want to confuse people and catch a ration of shit. So we will do solo Amazon. It'll be quick. Add that image. Yeah, the old broadcaster I used years ago was it flew, but this thing is you gotta work with what you got. I gotta publish that. I think it's at 2, guys. Whatever Susie said, that's when it is. I think she just moved yesterday's stuff to today, so 10 and 2. You know what? I'm gonna have to do that because I don't think she. Yeah, because I know a lot of you guys are in it. Where is it? Both weekly options and PLTB. Yep. Yeah, that was. Hey, man, nice couple days. We've had a solid. We had a good. We had a good month. And having a good May so far. You gotta. Once you smoke the hopium, man, everything becomes clear. There's no both weekly options and PLTP. There's no way anybody in this room, Jeffrey Gundlach swings $100 billion hedge fund stick, and he's getting his ass handed to him. But trust me, man. So, okay. All right, guys. So there you go. That thing's firing to 855 people. There's the death ray. You can see it just fires over there. All right. I'm gonna go stretch my legs, go read the rest of the Wall Street Journal, have another cup of coffee, and I'll be back for Solo Amazon. Yeah, like I said, no, just shoot me an email. We'll probably do a full afterburner trade or full afterburner, whatever the hell the name of our thing, full afterburner trading, self-directed investment squadron. Shoot me an email. Like I said, we've been pushing stuff around here. We did FXI. We've been targeting these two names. We actually target, not illiquid, but names we can move. Trust me. When I get emails and texts from people like, dude, do you just do that? Do you guys do it? We're starting to get noticed. So this is good. Did I put new bull put spread in there? There you go. Well, it's a bear call spread. Did I put bull put spread in the damn text? See, man. Well, you guys saw it live, so. Oh, cool. The Blues and the Thunderbirds are going to be flying over hospitals in Broward County on Friday. And there's no TFR, no temporary flight restriction. And we're flying on Friday, so we'll try and. Cool. And they're not, it sucks because they're not parking down here. They're dragging tankers. These KC-135, they're doing like in-flight refueling and shit like that. All right, good. So everything just fired. No, who put bull put spread? My text says PLTB new EWZ bear call spread. It actually says bear cal spread, so it's calories. So now it went out, right? Okay. Slash, I'm not, so I don't know what you're talking about. All right, I got to go, guys. I'll be back. We'll still do Solo Amazon. It's going to be 30 minutes, though, because I thought I was doing everything in here. That's my fault. That's not Susie's fault. That's my fault. I said, just move everything to tomorrow. I got to go rescue people. Tom, what about the EWZ calls you showed earlier? What's your question? In and out of them. Made $2,400. Other people, the Afterburner team already did this. So what's your specific question? We got in and out and made some good money. All right, 11 cents. You guys push this thing down. This is the other thing, folks. So I actually when I try and get in the trades usually after everybody, because I don't front run under like other people who break the law. So JP Morgan trade from last week. She's doing good. She is in, like I said, she's in the Hamptons. She's hanging out at my sister's place and I can tell in her voice she's a little stronger, which is great. Let me do this over here. So thank you for asking. Yeah, she's a fighter, man. It's breaking my heart that I can't jump on an airliner and go see my mom. Breaks my heart. But she's, hopefully this thing's over soon, and I can see her. All right, so there you go. There, that's in the PLTB paper trading account. All right, man. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it. On TGO, it says it's a bull put spread, but the screenshot is calls. I'll ask in the dude, I'm lost. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, I got to go. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see some of you. Yeah, if you're not in solo Amazon, it's I'm actually doing a brief tonight at 6 for solo. I signed up when I signed up to do these. Hey, dude, can you come present to us? You do it like months in advance, and now I have zero interest in presenting. Yeah, solo. It's $97 a month. I have zero interest in doing these webinars for other people right now. Back before the world ended, now we're in demand, guys. I'm very proud of the work that we're doing here. So, Kathy, what did you just do changing it to 11 cents? I reduced my potential credit that I was taking in and it increased my risk. Kathy, make sure you're watching the Full Throttle training on spreads. Full Throttle. Watch the training on spreads, guys. If you have any question, I did go a little quickly through that spread, but there's a reason, because you can sit here and go through all the videos and watch. Okay, so David, I'll push a 9-line briefing form this afternoon. Sweet. Yeah, folks. So over in I'll do a brief on the Afterburner group separate from stuff. This is good. This is a good time in here, folks. This is fantastic. This is good stuff. So you can see everybody, hey, I'm in at this price, I'm out. So this is somebody made $1,000 in 10 minutes. Nice trade. Thank you, Wiz. This is good stuff. So shoot me an email, wiz@topgunoptions.com, if you want to learn about the Afterburner I got to get the legal name right. Full Afterburner Trading, SDIS, Self-Directed Investment Squadron. So you can make an investment club, folks, under SEC regulations, and the Beardstown Ladies. It's kind of a funny name, but because they don't have beards. But yeah, so we're doing some good work over in there. So shoot me an email, wiz@topgunoptions. The fats, exactly. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. Jeff, Wiz, you were a little rough on questioners. Lighten up. Jeff, I appreciate it. I will lighten up, but it's tough to lighten up on people when you tell people to do things, or they should be doing things, and you see the same questions over and over. It means they're not listening. So I won't lighten up on things that people should be doing that they've been briefed to do. As I told Lee, if you're doing what you should be doing, I'll be your best friend. If you're not doing what you should be doing, I won't be. I don't know why that's tough to understand. So, Dwayne, you were pretty nice to them today. Yeah, it's called tough love, man. And if you don't appreciate my edges, then you don't have to hang out. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. I'll see many of you at 2 o'clock in solo Amazon. Okay, God bless. I'll see you in a little bit.